Welcome to The Bunt, the number one podcast in skateboarding, brought to you by the number one shoe in skateboarding.
Vans, you think I'm saying?
Off the wall since 1960, motherfucking 6. Man, y'all know exactly what it is. I'm D Jones. I got my main man, the Ghost, with me. We got Jay Burrows and Antoine behind the scenes. Just another day in paradise over here in Studio E. Safa, tell them the good news.
We got your main man. Donald's been trying to track him down for probably a couple of years now. Alex Midler pulled up to Studio E. You know what I'm saying? Got some crazy tales for the people. Awesome conversation. Then we taking y'all straight to the post office, which was dominated by voice notes this week. Some fun emails in there. And then, of course, the conference finals are set in both the NHL and NBA. We're diving right in. We're making picks, and we're trying to get a betting app sponsor.
Desperately. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at The Bunt Live. Subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/@TheBuntLive. Hit us up on our Patreon, patreon.com/TheBunt. And then head over to thebuntlive.com. Get yourself some of the gear we got up there, man. It's almost all gone, so please act quick. Or what do they say? Forever hold your peace or some shit like that, man. Ghost. It's shout out of the week time, man. We got Alex Midler in the building. And last week, Mitch Barrett was looking for a rail skater. He's one of the greatest rail skaters in the game right now. But it's your shout out of the week, man. So do with it as you may.
You already know what time it is. Shout out of the week, brought to you by The Den, an app for skate videos where independent vids shine bright alongside the major releases. We all love the big brand videos, but sometimes the real heat comes from the people out there doing it strictly for the love. We're talking independent filmers, local shops, and regional brands. If you're out in the trenches grinding it out to highlight your scene, our homies at The Den want to see what you've got. Simply hit the submission link at entertheden.com to send in your work. Who knows? You could see your homies' video showcased right next to some of your favorite brands and filmers. The Den is your source for the highest quality videos from major releases to the greatest underground offerings. Available for free on iPhone, Android, the web, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. We're going with a squad that doesn't really skate rails this week, and we're gonna shout out Palace's more highly defined. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Jameer, turned pro, Bunt alum. So hats off to him. For some reason, he was already pro in my head. He's just been beasting that hard for a long time.
Yes.
That switch front shove back nose grind fakie heel was ridiculous. Extremely butter. And then of course, one of our favorites, Kyle Wilson, another Bunt alum, just swagging the fuck out. I don't know how you physically can nollie the thing, like repping Jamaica while he was at it. Switch heel back tail, one of the best we've ever seen. So shout out to the Palace crew. Jameer, congrats on turning pro, dog.
Absolute must watch if you haven't seen it. Ghost, man, I've been waiting a long time for this interview. It's been some hard work getting Midler in the building. Shout out to Curran for pushing it over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes guys need a little extra push. But Midler's here, and there's only one thing left to do, man.
What's that? Crack a beamer?
Well, last night I cracked a bunch, dealing with the sorrow of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But, these are happy beers now, man.
I cracked, was it 2 nights ago? I cracked 2 beamers. I hadn't drank in like over a month, but I'm going to a bachelor party this weekend, so I needed to get the system ready. Okay. Went over to Allen's on the Danforth with Skull Gang, and we cracked a couple beamers. You know what I'm saying? I literally was drunk off one, texting mad shit talk to our boy Phil. So the beamers still work and the buzz is serious. Go get yourself one anywhere in Toronto, but Allen's on the Danforth, always holding us down in the East End.
It's a beautiful place, man. Nothing left to do. Let's get this interview popping. All right, let's fucking do this. Finally,
Let's do
we got
it.
Alex Midler in the building.
Yes, sir.
It's cracking, man.
Chilling, man. Chilling. Hyped
Yeah,
to
what should
finally
we
be
call
on the
you?
pod.
What
What's
should
up?
we call you? Do people mostly call you Alex or Midler? Or
You call me
Midzy
Alex.
Or Alex?
You got a
Yeah, I'm
nickname?
cool with that. People call me Midler, Alex, whatever. I just feel like my close homies call me Alex. So
Yeah.
I don't
All
know.
right.
Okay.
All right, we homies
Yeah.
now, Alex.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do
Let's
it,
do
man.
it.
All right, bro. We start every show off the same. You got to hit us with your favorite skate moment and your favorite sports moment.
All right. Shoot, favorite skate moment, probably like 5 years ago in Copenhagen, at the bowl contest at Fellenparken. It was the finals, and they were calling my boy Alex Orgente's name, and no one knew where he was. And I look over, and he's like blacked out, like laying on a bench. And I go over there, I'm like, Sorge, wake up, brother, you got to skate. And he gets up and wins the whole event, just like out of his mind. Like, it was the sickest
Wow.
thing ever,
Yeah, Copenhagen will do that to you.
right? And then I don't really watch too much sports, but I watched a lot of surf contests. And like 2012, I think it was, there was Volcom had a contest in Fiji, and the waves got like way too big. They had to call the contest off, but they kept the webcast going. So I pretty much like watched the best pro surfers in the world surf 25-foot waves all day long, like from school. So pretty
Crazy.
sick.
That's epic. I thought with the skate moment, I thought you were gonna say he was too turnt, so you dropped in for him.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
won
that
the
would have been
contest,
sick
but
too. But
That's still
no, he
epic.
handled it. He handled.
That's dope. So Alex, take us back to the beginning, man. Where'd you grow up and how'd you get into skating?
Yeah, I was born in Connecticut, and I moved to LA when I was 6. But I pretty much got into it through my brother. Sorry, hold on. My brother had a board, and I kind of just always wanted to do what he was doing, and just went from there.
Hell yeah. Older brother?
Yeah,
Nice.
Is
Classic.
he still skating now?
yeah. My brother, he still skates. He lives in New York. He just, he cruises, slappy curves,
what's-
no complies, all that.
Sick.
That's what's up. So, what would you consider your first big break in the skate industry?
Probably like going on my first proper skate trip, even though it was down the street. I went with the real team, like stayed at the Beverly Laurel Hotel for a weekend, and like got to deal with all the hazing and just like hanging out with those guys. I was probably like 13.
Damn, who was on the team then?
Brock, Ashad. Fuck, who else was there? Jake was there. Jake Donnelly.
Oh fuck!
Oh shit.
Wow.
Watch out,
Frank-
bro.
Frank Gerber was there. Man in the Ship. Yeah, OG real crew for sure.
Dude, who gave it to you the worst back then, man?
Everybody. Davis, Ferguson, fucking
Oh hell no!
Jake. On that trip, they actually like stole my phone and locked me out of the room. And I came back and I'm like 11 or 12, and I came back and they gave me my phone back, and it's all Japanese. And so they changed the language. And like when you try to go to change the language back to English, it's all in Japanese. So I had no idea how to do it. I had to like call my dad because I had him in the favorites. And then like he walked me step by step on like how to get it back. And I was
wonder who
definitely
that
I
was,
was
man.
shooken up by that, but
That's actually a good one.
that's all part of it.
Davis, you bastard.
I think they were kind of mad because I was taking everyone's money in dice, like playing CeeLo. And I was just like 11 or 12, fucking just hot hands,
That's what's up.
Yeah.
They probably wanted to beat you up and just take it back, but instead they just changed the language on your
Yeah.
phone.
Took that per diem money real quick.
So we heard you grew up as a lab rat, man. Any stories from coming up at the lab? Any hazing over there?
Not too much hazing. I would go like pretty much every day. It was cool to like just growing up skating around like all my favorite pro skaters, like seeing P-Rod walk in or Mike Moe or Tori Pudwell. Just like getting to watch those guys skate as I'm learning how to like lip slide a rail was kind of sick.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a lot of injuries over there. I remember one time I busted my lip and my mom had to take me to the hospital. On the way home from the hospital, we like pass, I mean, not related to Skate Lab, but Elko High School, like this famous 9-stair rail, and this someone's lighting it up. My mom like, I'm like, pull over, and we pull up and it's the full Baker team like getting a session on this rail, and I'm just like 10 years old, like tripping out. But yeah, definitely it was sick growing up over there, skating that part.
You didn't barge the sesh, man?
No, I just came from the hospital. I was out.
That's your chance to impress the boss, man. You know
I don't think Andrew was there, but
okay.
Beagle was there though.
Sick.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward a bit. Can you tell us about how Illegal Civ came together and what it was like to go pro with 3 homies all together? Crew vibes, man.
Yeah. At the time, I was still skating for Mikey's brand Sovereign, but I was just skating with all the IC dudes because they're just like pretty much the dudes I grew up with, and that kind of fell like into my lap and made it happen and did some cool shit. And yeah, it was super cool, like getting aboard with K White and Zach at the same time. Like, can't ask for much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit, I forgot about Sovereign, man. What was that like? How did Mikey just handpick you, or
it was cool?
Experience?
I was just at that time skating with him so much. Like he would pick me up from school every day to go skate, and like it just made sense to like for me, like being 15, 16 years old, I didn't really know better, and like it was sick, but short-lived.
What do you mean you didn't know better?
Like,
you're saying you should have known better?
I mean, like it probably wasn't the best decision I've ever made, but like but it was fun. I mean,
Okay.
no hate or anything, but like, yeah, you know,
you're funny.
You were happy to get on IC. What was behind IC eventually basically coming to an end?
Yeah, it's crazy. It kind of like all just like snowball affected like over the course of like a couple months. But like really for me, it was like I woke up one day and saw a new YouTube video and it was like a brand new team. And like none of us had ever like heard of anything or known of what was going on. And like it just seemed like there was a whole new team on this YouTube video. And then I think that fell into like that whole like 700K incident. And like I don't know if you guys know about that.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell the story. I kind of feel like I saw that he was asking for 700K.
I think he just had like a bunch of new kids he was putting on the team, and then like one of them tried to get his clips, and he was like, "You got to pay me 700,000 for them." I don't even know, but I think at that point, like everyone was all checked out, and it kind of just fell off from there.
It sucks. You guys it seemed like you guys had a good thing going for a bit there.
No, it sucked. It was the sickest shit. Like for a moment, it was super cool. But it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. On a cross country Red Bull drop-in tour, you got caught sleeping in the van. What's the story there, man?
Yeah, at the time I was so addicted to Fortnite, and like. And they had a PS4 in the van, and I stayed up like all night playing the game. And I think it was like before a demo or after a demo, something midday, I was just passed out in the van and woke up with the gaming headsets like on my face and Sharpie all over myself. Like CJ Collins had just drew like, I don't even fucking know, everything on my face. And I was just passed out, and yeah, it's pretty funny.
Like you're saying you just stayed in the van instead of like going into a hotel? Like you just had to play Fortnite in there? You couldn't come out?
We would like bring it into the hotel as well. But I was just like just playing for hours and hours and so exhausted from just watching a screen all day or all night.
So what happened to CJ Collins, man? You get him back?
I think I just let it go. I don't even know.
Sounds like in all these stories you're getting you're getting the brunt of everything. But even CJ Collins is younger than you. I get it if it's Davis and Jake and shit, but you gotta let
Yeah,
CJ
it was like everyone, but like I remember waking up and seeing CJ with the Sharpie, but it was Zion and Foy and all those guys too. So I mean, like it was
Not much you could do.
It was funny. Like, you know, we had a laugh about it.
Bro, how long does it take to get the Sharpie off your face, man? Like, you got to live with that for a bit.
You got to just, I guess, scrub it out with some soap or something. I don't know. This must have been like 10 years ago. It's hard to remember.
Yeah. What went down at X Games to see you lose your Red Bull sponsorship, man? Everybody knew you
this one's
from
good.
A young kid rocking the hat, man.
This one's really good. So I was skating the X Games down in the San Diego like training facility. They had a little X Games stint there, and I randomly started cramping up. My leg like just was locked and I couldn't move it. So I hopped off the course into like not the stands, but like kind of below this little ledge to like just sit down. And the medics on site like rushed over to check me and told them what was going on. I was cramping, whatever, and they ran and grabbed me water. But the only water was Monster Tour water. And so I'm like in the corner, like trying to drink it, like ducking off. And I look up and the webcasters like are just with the camera like pointed right at me. Drinking Monster. And then I got a letter in the mail like the next week, pretty much.
No.
Like, hit me the boot.
Ew.
Jesus.
But I mean, I wasn't too bummed about it because I was already kind of like over having to wear the hat all the time and like was thinking about like maybe leaving anyways. So when that happened, I was just like, all right, well, it is what it is.
Then you could go get the Monster contract.
Yeah, I'm good on that right now, but I don't know.
Good on the sports drinks.
Yeah, I'm trying to be on the healthy vibe. Need some water, like, or some yerba mate. Got that going right now.
Nice.
Bro, so, okay, what was that like, though? Because we just went over illegal civ ended, then Red Bull ended. I don't remember in what order. And then your shoe situation was in flux. Meanwhile, you're in your prime. You're one of the gnarliest skaters out. Did that affect your motivation in any way? Like, what was going through your head when the sponsorships were kind of ending, but you're still like, how old are you now? You're like 26. In your prime as Buck, dude, 26. Yeah. As Buck as ever. So how was that for you?
Shit. Yeah. It wasn't like too crazy. Honestly, like not saying I'm used to shit like that, but like skateboarding is kind of, I don't know. It's like shit happens. And, I think the IC and the Red Bull thing happened. Like Red Bull happened way before IC ended. So I still had like that motion with them going on. So I didn't really feel too like pressed about it. And then by the time IC ended, I was like already the Red Bull thing was like not even a thought anymore. So just kind of kept it pushing.
Okay. What about the shoe situation? Was that in the same time span?
Oh, I mean, shoe situation. I mean, I was like getting Nike Flow and then like got on StockX for a little bit until they cut their skate team.
Dude, but that must have been fucking fun for a bit.
It was cool, just like ordering whatever the fuck you want to skate in. Skate Vans one day, Nikes the other day, like just do whatever.
That's crazy.
That's sick.
But yeah, that was cool. And then they just kind of cut that. But I kind of expected that too. Like they weren't really doing much with skating.
Bro, Mandam's 26, flip back living double kink rails. Like sometimes the skate game just.
So for a minute, your only sponsor was Guess, yeah?
Yeah. Before Disorder. I mean, I'm obviously like Spitfire and Thunder and Bronson, all those things. But yeah, before Disorder, it was kind of just Guess.
Yeah, shout out Guess. That's dope.
Yeah, shout out
Holding
Guess.
You down.
The family. Yes, sir.
Well, speaking of Disorder, what's the story there? How'd you get on? Seems like a good fit. Excited to see the video. I think it already premiered, but hasn't dropped for the rest of the world yet.
Yeah. So yeah, same shit. Like when IC ended, Nija like hit me up pretty much right away, but I was kind of like in shock that like what we had was so good, just like came to an abrupt ending that I didn't really want to like rush into anything. So I think for like 2 years, I kind of just did my own thing, just skating random boards. And like, I would joke with my friends, like, I'm getting kind of good at this like unsponsored thing. Like, and then like, I don't know, eventually I was like, all right, let's do it. I'm down. Like, seems like a cool fit. So, yeah. But yeah, the video too, it's sick. I only have a couple of clips in it, but it's funny, like going to the premiere, everyone thinks like the Thrasher cover and like all those clips, everyone's like, oh, excited to see your part. And I'm like, oh, I just have like 3 clips. But I got another part coming out real soon. So
Sick.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
For Disorder?
No, it's just like Thrasher presented by Guess.
Okay.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Sick.
What's it like having Nigel as a boss, man? And what's it like skating with him? How's his process when he goes out skating?
Yeah, Nigel's insane. Like, I've never seen someone like just go for shit like straight out the car. And like it's kind of not like, sometimes it could be a little discouraging because you're like just warming up and he's already got like 4 clips. But then other times it like pushes me to like, I don't know, kind of sack up or like do something I wouldn't usually do. But yeah, he's sick. There's no pressure. It's super mellow and just like homie vibes.
It's funny because I feel like you'd probably be like that to someone else, like the crazy person getting out of the van. But it's funny that Nigel seems crazy to you because he just gets out of the van and busts shit.
He's just a freak of nature, I guess. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, he's insane.
Bro, that nollie backside flip. I mean, yeah, you were there actually in Miami. Like,
yeah,
was it a week ago?
Yeah.
Definitely a freak of nature. Now he's 30. Like, it's like still just
not
looks
slowing
like he's
down.
20.
Yeah.
It's like he's more hungry than ever to win.
I think he's getting better too, and his style is getting better. He's like wearing like good clothes and like, I don't know, the shit he's been doing in the streets recently. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even think he's at his best yet, to be honest.
Well, that man's got to get a SOTY before it's all said and done.
Do you think they'll give it to him?
I mean, no. After what happened last time, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was fucked. There's not much more he could possibly do.
Like,
I don't know him or skate with him, but
yeah, I've heard shit where people are like, oh, like they'll never give it to him, whatever. But I don't know. Like, he might get it. I think he might get it.
I would like to see it happen.
I hope, man. He deserves it, man. I mean, there's some legends out there who have never got one. Yeah. I hope he doesn't go down like that. But
the list of the best skaters ever to never win it is pretty crazy. But as far as like just hammers, like Shane O'Neill, P-Rod, and Nyjah, just the first 3 that come to mind.
P-Rod never got it.
That's
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right? There's only one. It's only one a year. It's a hard thing for sure.
Yeah, nowadays people are getting 2, man.
Yeah, right. Damn, but
it's a whole other story, bro.
We'll
you got
see.
a Nyjah story for us, man?
To be honest, like, not a good one. I mean, like, not really anything that great. I'm like trying to think of one. Drawing a blank here, but.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
I remember when that guy, he came to the Bunt Jam, what was that, 2 years ago? Say?
Yeah,
and he came late the first night, and the whole contest was going on, like the basketball tournament, and then you just heard like a roar. It was like the fucking Beatles showed up, man. Like, everybody stopped worrying about what was going on, and the man got swarmed, dude. It was fucking crazy. This carries a crazy aura, that guy.
That the crowd was probably going nuts for him.
Yeah. So roll out the red carpet.
But actually, you know what? I have somewhat of a story. Like, everywhere we go, homies will come up like asking for photos or some shit, and it's like the crowd that's always coming up is like the most fratty like college dudes ever that like used to skate, and they're like, dude, like, you're the reason I used to skate, and like. It's just pretty funny. Like, we'll be at dinner and just like some frat homies come up like, oh, like now we're in crypto and like whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the finance gang pulls up.
That's so random. That's sick though. One of my buddies who's Donald Lude, like not a skater at all, but he's just a fan of like sports, like big time, like all the main sports. But like he somehow found out about Nyjah and is just a huge fan. And one time, like maybe like 10 plus years ago, he was in Toronto. He's like, Seifa, like, yo, Nyjah's coming to town. Like, we got to go see him. I'm like, what the? Like, I wasn't even going to go to the demo, but I brought my friend who doesn't skate to go watch him skate. It was so, and like
the greatness, man.
Yeah,
That's sick.
That makes sense. Backs up your story. Back to your skating though. Can you take us back to the fucking Buster Bale, the flip back lip of sin? I know it's been covered extensively, but we just want to hear from you. Take us behind the scenes on that one.
Yeah, that day was crazy. I like vaguely remember waking up a little hungover from like a big night, and Gary Rogers was staying at my house, and we just like woke up, got Chick-fil-A breakfast, and went to the spot, and it was just like right when we pulled up, it just started firing off. And yeah, it was sick. Arto was there, like, so I definitely had that back lip like in mind. And once I did that, I was kind of joking around and just flipped into one, and then realized like, oh shit, I could maybe do it. And then like 4 or 5 hours later, 30 sacks, 30 sacks down, like somehow rode away from it. I don't even know how I still had energy left, but
holy crap. I didn't realize it took that long.
At one point there was no one else skating it, and it was just me for like a solid hour and a half, 2 hours.
Wow.
Oh, the contest was pretty much supposed to be over, and then they just kept it going for that.
Yeah, the people had to see that shit.
That's a trick. That's a spot that you wouldn't want to play around on. It's like you probably want to get that done within half an hour to minimize like injuries, but
yeah, no, for sure. But the thing is, like, it looks like I was sacking over and over again, but I would hit my thigh and like my legs or some shit like that. But to people watching it, probably just looked insane, like the falls that I was taking. But they weren't like too bad in the moment, and like plus with all that adrenaline, like
you never actually sacked.
No, not badly. I mean, like I sacked with like my thigh and like
yeah, that's what I mean. But you never hit your nuts.
No,
okay.
Because
that's game over.
Yeah.
Guildford is a town in West Surrey, England, located about 43 kilometers southwest of central London. Today, Guildford is home to Genesis frontman Phil Collins and his wife Jill. Back in 1974, the town was a bit cooler when it became the birthplace of the Stranglers, one of the longest surviving bands to emerge from the UK punk scene. On January 28, 1977, the Stranglers released Grip, or Get a Grip on Yourself. In 2009, Zero Skateboards released their full-length video, Strange World. After the first montage, Marissa Del Santo skates to none other than Grip by Guildford's own The Stranglers, a part that's been described as setting a new bar for skateboarding in general and women's skateboarding in particular. Who gave you this unforgettable piece of vital information? You know who did. CHPO brand, the worldwide leader in sunglasses and watches. Always doing it for the people. Tell us about the time your boy Zach put his barber skills to the test on you, man.
Dude, so it was like summertime, super hot, and I was joking with him like, fuck it, we should just shave our heads, like why not? And I don't know, that idea might have just like brushed over, and then I look up and he's like walking over with a Snapchat, like filming me on his Snapchat with the razor and like all laughing, and I think it's a joke. And he goes like, just does this one and starts laughing. Like, I don't think he even realized that he didn't have a guard on the razor. So it was just a complete bald spot, like a zero guard. And I was so pissed. I was like, dude, now I actually have to do it. And I've got to go like full bald. Cause it's like, so I went to a Supercuts and like got a one guard razor, buzz cut. Yeah, it was pretty good.
That's pure evil right there.
Did he have to shave his head too, or what?
Yeah, he did it, but like he had like a solid like 3 or 4, and I was like, I was like fully bald for like 2 weeks. Like, it's pretty funny.
Did you pull the deer dick at Supercuts where you just pull up, no appointment, and pay everyone to skip the line instead of just making an appointment?
I didn't do all that, but I did pull up no appointment.
Respect.
There was no line. I just pulled up like my shit's
it's
fucked.
just some wild shit deer dick said one time. It was so unnecessary.
That's insane. Just pay everyone to get out. Like, need that fresh buzz cut.
That fresh super cut, dude.
Yeah. Another story from Zach. You guys were in Cabo and you parked the whip and then dipped out, came back to the gate was closed. What's the story there?
Man, so we were like, I forget what we were doing, but I was the one driving the car that day. And some people were like still at the Airbnb, and a couple of us just like went into town, and the parking lot, like the attendant wasn't there, and none of us had, I don't know if it was cash we needed or something, but basically I tried to like, like the arm that comes up when you pay, like I thought I could go around it, and my right wheel like went over this curb, and we pretty much like grinded down an 8-stair like out, like out onto the street in front of like a full restaurant full of people.
Oh shit.
Luckily there's no cops or like anyone watching, but we just kind of peeled off.
But the car was fine. You could just drive off after that.
Yeah, it was like a rental car van. It was chilling. Like two of the tires were on the driveway, like on the street, and then 2 of the other tires was like going down stairs. Like, it was pretty insane.
Oh fuck, man!
But we made it happen. We got home safe, so.
So we heard you gambled on the Olympics. What's the story there?
Yeah, so I was trying to be in the Olympics that whole like the whole 2-3 years before it, like doing the Olympic qualifiers, and just kind of missed out by like 1 or 2 spots. But kind of had like, I was watching everyone skate for the last 2-3 years. So when I found out you can bet on it, me and Zach Saraceno kind of like strategically like kind of figured out, okay, this guy's probably going to win. This one's going to win here. Women's bowl here. And we placed 2 bets and a parlay and hit them all. And it's just on winners. On winners too. We bet Utah to win. My dad bet Utah to win too.
Wow. No way.
We bet Keegan to win, and we bet Arissa True and Keegan together to win the bowl.
Wow.
Damn.
That's fucking beast. That was
a pretty good week. Right?
Insider knowledge. Hey, shoot me a text. Let me get the tips next time, bro.
I mean, shit, anyone could have won it, but I guess the parlay just hit that day.
Well, what kind of return are we talking about on that?
Shit, I don't want to disclose any information, but it was nice. It was nice.
It did well, eh?
Yo, that must be so fun. Were you just watching it on TV going crazy?
Yeah, so Utah's, like, the street contest was a week before. And so when Utah won, it was 5 a.m, and we had just stayed up all night like, watching qualifiers and the finals. And that was like absolutely insane because he won it on the last trick.
Because he won in the clutch. Yeah.
Last trick. My dad calls me right away, like just freaking out.
Both
and I'm just like, I told you. And then the bowl contest was going on when I was in New York. So I think it was like 10 a.m. or something. Just woke up in the morning and watched it. But I did go to Soho and like spend a bunch of money on clothes right after.
So you must have hit a pretty nice lick. That'll tell us everything. You bet on sports a lot?
No, not really. I don't know. Like, I don't know sports like that. So if I try to
bet on the street leagues,
yeah, but I can't if I'm in it.
Yeah, they gonna ban you like Pete Rose, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, if I were to bet on like basketball or football or something, I'd probably just get destroyed. I bet on the Niners to win, or not the Niners, the Chiefs. Sorry, bet on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Got rocked.
That was a really fun day, minus the game. That was fucking brutes.
The
Chief's
game
house.
For some.
Well, yeah. But at the party we were at, there was like 3 fucking Eagles fans having a blast. Everyone else is like,
Dude,
just getting drunk.
the energy at Malto's house, like when that, like with them winning versus losing, is so insane.
Bro,
Party's
I only came
It's
to
gonna safe
the
win.
loss, man. I missed the first 2 years, man. Brutal.
Bro, what happened on your 21st birthday, man? Gary told me you guys, it's the only story he had for me. He said everything else got to keep off record, but ask about his 21st birthday.
I mean, I know what he's talking. I mean, dude, I know what he's talking about. Fucking Gary, man. We had a party at this bar. Did what you should do on a 21st birthday, and was like, someone was driving my car out of the parking lot, and I was just like blacked out drunk with my shirt off. Like someone was like, I had my head out the window, and someone was like, "Get down, it's the boys," like talking about the cops. And I'm like, I don't care about no boys, it's my birthday. And it's just like a funny video that someone had posted somewhere. It's pretty stupid, but
Shit.
I mean, I don't know if you're aware, this is a Vans podcast right here. And we just had Curran on recently, and he was saying you're pretty much on current flow for Vans right now. So just need to take this opportunity to put a little pressure on Vans, man. We got the young boy in his prime, 26, just entering his skate prime. You know what I'm saying? Looking good in the Vans, man. Y'all know what to do.
Thank you.
Y'all know what to do.
Bro, I thought it was a done deal, man, when I saw you in the fucking Vans.
I mean,
These guys are behind.
They skate good. I like them. Shout out Curran and Kevin for the box. Honestly, shit's dope.
We need more, bro.
Let's go.
Endless boxes.
Real shit. Wait. One follow up on Curran too. He also told us a story that I want to hear your side of it. He told us a story about when they went to the bar and you came late, came in hot, but I think you stayed at the crib, and then they all thought you basically died or something.
Oh, the Mexico one.
Yeah, had the guy in tears, bro.
Yeah. You had the boys
crying?
fucking fighting each other, thinking it was. So what happened?
It's actually funny you asked this, because I watched that episode the other day, and seeing his side of the story versus mine, it's pretty it's pretty similar, but like, yeah, I was at the club with all of them, and I was exhausted. I'm like, I'm going home. Got to the Airbnb. I don't have a key or nothing, and my name's not on the reservation. So the security guard's like, I'm like, can you let me in the room? They're like, nah, I can't do anything about it. So I remember there's like a gym and like lounge area on the roof. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to sleep on the couch up there. Like, fuck it. And I go up there and I get to the couch, but then like right before I'm going to go to sleep, I realize over the ledge of like the building is our balcony, like our backyard. And I look down and it's like fully scalable, like just metal beams like going down. And I'm like, this is mellow. Like we hop fucking fences all day. Like it's nothing. So I climb over, I'm like scaling down. I get down maybe like 1 or 2 beams, probably like 20 or 15 feet above the balcony, when both of them, like the one that I'm grabbing and my feet are on, just break. And I fall like 15 feet to flat, fucking land on my feet, luckily, and just like fell back, shook it off. And I was pretty like, I wasn't hurt. I was just kind of scared because it made so much noise that I just went. It was super burnt, but like I just went into Jake's room and kind of just locked myself in there and went to sleep. And then that's where Curran's story takes over, where they get the call and come back to find me just sleeping, and then Jake starts beating me up because they all thought I was dead. I guess, I don't know.
Did Curran go home?
Curran went home.
Stress?
Yeah, he might say it's because of that.
There might be some other stress.
Yeah, not to go dad mode on you, but bro, you got to be safer. That's like, we don't want to see you on the news for the wrong reason. That's one of those tired and probably drunk. You just sleep on the couch upstairs, man.
I mean, I was fully like fine, but yeah, it was probably a dumb move to do that.
glad you made it, but that's a wild one.
What's the story behind meeting Lil Wayne?
Yeah, that's a crazy one. So he like started skating years ago, and I guess there was an interview that came out, and he like basically said the reason he started skating was because he saw me on like this Fuel TV Woodward show. Fully like mentioned my name, spelled it out, whatever. Everyone was hitting me up about it, and I was at the time I think I was like 12 or 13, and X Games had a LA stop, and I was there, and he happened to be there. My mom kind of like was wanting me to go say what up to him, and I was a little scared, so she like pulled me over to him. It was like, this is the kid you're talking about. And he was super cool. I met him, and like that same night he came to my house and skated my ramp with me.
No way.
He pulled up like 7 security cars deep, and just him. And my mom ordered like Papa John's pizza or something. And, like, we just like hung out and skated, and yeah, it was crazy.
Dude,
That's epic, man.
Shout out Wheezy.
You still skating with him to this day?
Sometimes, every now and then, but he skates at like 4 or 5 in the morning, so it's kind of like,
What the fuck's he doing up that late, man?
I think he just doesn't sleep, or is like from the studio to the park.
I feel like those are rapper hours, man, for
yeah,
sure.
right? Sleeping all day. I don't know.
Yeah, you see him with Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo wakes up or stays up to skate with him.
Yeah, probably opens the park for him.
Yeah.
That way, yeah. But there's been nights where I'll be waiting around. Like when I was younger, I would be so hyped to wait around till like 3 a.m, then pull up, just don't even sleep. But now I'm like, 5 a.m. sesh seems kind of hectic.
Yeah.
Because if you go to sleep and try and wake up that early, your body's gonna not want to skate, and if you stay up that late, you're fucking exhausted.
Then you're cooked by the time you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, rapper hours, not skater hours. Another behind the scenes, probably maybe one of your most insane tricks. I'd probably say I've been to the car wash, so in my head that's the craziest trick you've ever done. Maybe you can answer that, but take us behind the scenes on that session. And was that the craziest trick you've ever done?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely, it's the scariest, craziest trick I've ever done, I think. But yeah, I was like talking about it for a year, and super scared, like didn't fully know if I wanted to do it or not. And I pretty much like had my Godspeed part fully done, and it was like, if there was any time to do it, it was like, soon. So one day I woke up, I decided, I was like, all right, today's the day, we're gonna do it. I drove to Home Depot by myself, packed up a bunch of wood and like crates in my car, because you got to build a run up there. So I packed up a bunch of wood, pulled up, like had all my homies meet me there. My brother was there. And we built the run up, and I got up there and I was like, holy shit, this is fucked. Like, I'm not down. I was like, got down and I was just chilling for a second. I was like, all right, let me give it like another look. And I just kind of started like just running off it, like just jumping, and realizing I could just like jump and run out of it. So then I probably I started trying to spin it and just kick my board away, probably like 20 or 50, like 25 times.
No ollie or anything to spark it?
Ollie. I was too scared. Just
not worth it.
Spinning, not worth it. Just spinning the back threes, kicking them out, and then like they were working. I had them like coming around every time, and then I just kick it and run down. And then I kind of just like told myself, either like you land it or you're like maybe going to the hospital, but you gotta try it. So you came this far, like you gotta just put one down. And luckily, like the first one I put down just rode away. And it's crazy because the first one I stuck, like by the time I stuck it, I was like, next thing I knew, I was riding through the street, and it didn't even feel like that steep. Like it felt steeper dropping in the bank to warm up than actually backdoing into it.
Wow.
I don't know if that was just like if I blacked out or something, but
that had to be one of those blackout ones, man. That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was fucking thankful to do it like on the first commit because
Dude.
that thing's no joke. You could see it in the clip too. Like I'm like land here and my back wheels like almost over rotate, and that would have just been straight to my back. Like,
Yeah, that's death. That's crazy. The craziest part about that to me is just like what's going through your head when you're going to buy the wood and shit solo. Like you're committing, and it's not just like pull up and commit. It's like there's such a process and like takes time, and like that's fucking insane.
Dude, and I
man.
got the wood too, and like the first time I came out to my car, it didn't fit, so I had to like go back in, recut it. It was just super hectic, but glad it worked out.
Dude, someone just posted the Dustin Dolan kickflip attempts into that thing. Did you see those?
I was watching that yesterday. I was with Aunt Travis watching that literally yesterday. Dude. Thing is insane. I was looking at it. I was like, why didn't he try to run out? Because if you go to I know, but like, yeah, it was fucked. If you go to your hip or your side, you're going straight into the ground every time.
Bro, he just slid on his like chest down at half the time.
Jeez. He had a couple of them. He could have done it though if he just really like leaned into it.
Yeah,
but yeah, shout out Dustin.
Bail after bail, man. Legend. So yo, what's next for Alex Midler, man? When can we expect this part?
I have don't quote me on this, but I think July 18th. That's what I'm aiming for.
That's what's up. You still got a little bit to do?
A couple things in mind.
Tie up some loose ends.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm. Were you gonna have last part regardless of the back three, or did that put it over the top?
I didn't even see my part or the video until the premiere, so I kind of just like had no idea. Like I didn't know what to expect, and then yeah.
I mean, if you weren't gonna have last part, there's no way you can't have last part. Like, there's no way that trick can't end the video. Yeah,
thank you. Shit. No, I mean, I'm stoked on that for sure.
I feel the heat from here.
Yo, it's Rapid Fire with the Ghost. And this week, we're honored to be brought to you by the only truck we ride. That's Thunder, baby. If you know, you know. And if you've ever caught your kingpin on a backsmith, then you're in luck. Thunder's got 2 new inverted editions to solve all your problems. Mark Suchu's Pro Inverted Editions, plus the all-polished team joints. Get yourself a set and never hang up again. Then, we already told you, but in case you missed it, Thunder's got something else new dropping this summer, so hit your local shop for the details. Atlas, Classic, Modern, Southside in the US will have them. Ride, Tiki Room, Pro Skates, and Empire up here got you covered. You know what I'm saying? Thunder, baby. The only grind. All right, Brej, a little rapid fire. You ready to shoot some shots and get controversial?
Let's do it.
Favorite skater?
A shot.
Favorite video?
Baker 3.
Favorite video part?
This is a random one. I was watching the other day. Nick Trapasso and Now.
That's a good one because most people obviously love the toy part the most, but and Now was
I just love that song, and like it's just classic.
Chilling. Favorite style?
Grant Taylor.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Patterson. I was about to say what? That's the first Grant that pops into my head.
Would be fire,
but that's also Beast. GT. Which skater had the biggest influence on the way you skate?
Shit, to be honest, or like early days, shout out fucking Sheck Daddy, Ryan Sheckler, Sean Malto, definitely. And then like, still early days, but Mikey Taylor for sure. Just skating with him all the time.
Sick.
A lot of flat bars.
Yeah. Most talented skateboarder on planet Earth?
Zach Saraceno. Say it.
Ooh.
Sick.
Natural talent.
Yeah.
Yes,
favorite trick?
Back 3.
Hardest trick for you?
Hard flips. Can't figure those out. I've done like 1 or 2 when I was like 10 years old and can't do it since.
Damn. All 4 stances?
Yeah. Can't do them. Nollie switch, fakie, can't do it.
Damn. Most illegal trick.
Probably one that I did recently. Like, I did this like full cab back lip with like a big spin in between. It was pretty gross. But, like, I don't know.
What?
I did like a full cab back lip, but like fakie big spin back lip, cab back lip. I don't know. Like a bigger, like
you
a fakie bigger spin back lip.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. One's pretty legal, I'd say. Probably.
What did you do that on?
The Poods rail, just like that skate park. 7-stair rail.
Damn. Oh, that one's like big for that trick.
No, the Poods rail in San Diego, I think it's like the perfect rail to like learn shit on. I don't know. It's not too big.
Well, I mean, not massive, but I thought you were gonna say like a flat bar or like a tiny ass.
I feel like it'd be harder
rail.
on a flat bar.
You want some more time to spin? Get the helicopter up there.
Some more air time for that one.
Favorite clip you've ever gotten?
Car wash for days.
Gotta be.
Worst trend you've been a part of?
Red Bull hats.
Hey,
dude, the freedom. I mean, I fuck with Red Bull, but the freedom must have been great, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, I fuck with Red
Bull.
Like, shout out to all those dudes, but like, you know, some days you don't want to wear a hat, or you want to wear a different hat. Like,
yeah.
But how does that work? You have to wear it, or what's the deal?
Not everybody does, do they?
I think it's different now, maybe. Like,
yeah.
But when I was on, I would get in trouble if I like went to a party without it or something like that. Like, it was just insane.
That is.
Whoa, that's hectic. Gnarliest trick you've ever witnessed?
Shit, anything Naja does, always pretty gnarly. Can't think of one specific.
Yeah. You skate with Naja, Foy, Zion. Like, that's a lot of fucking gnarly shit you've witnessed.
For days. Yeah.
But we're going Naja, gnarliest
Naja.
of the group. What's the one trick that got away?
Dude, recently I went to Australia twice, not specifically for this trick, but do you know the King's Cross outledge in Sydney? Like the famous, like kind of black. It's not marble, like black concrete outledge into the sidewalk, like street. Anyways, I was trying backtail back 3 flip for like probably 8 days, like 8 different times, and I would just every day I would stick them like multiple sticks, but just couldn't somehow like right away. I don't know.
Damn. I can't picture it. Name a trick that's been done on it.
To be honest, what's a trick? So I'm kind of bad with this type of shit. Riley Hawk backtail flipped it.
Damn, I can't picture it.
I don't know.
Sounds gnarly.
Classic, really good outledge. Couldn't get the job done though.
What's the biggest bunt you've ever witnessed?
I feel like I don't witness too many bunts, but like
you with some finishers, bro.
I mean, I didn't witness this, but like Sheckler, El Toro, and Saxo Flip, right?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest bunt in history.
At the Buster Bale contest, like in between all that shit, before I started trying to kick a backflip, I looked at Zion. I was like, "Yo, you want to see something funny?" And I was like, "I'm about to back 3 lip it right here," and like claimed I was gonna back 3 lip it, and I tried like pretty much to back 3 like near the rail, kicked my board, and then just like sat down for a little bit.
That's a good one. What's the last new trick you learned?
Front blunt, back 3 flip, I think.
Damn.
Sick. Dream job after skating?
Shit. Pro surfer? I don't know if that's possible. Probably not, but shit, just surf all day.
We said dream, man. Dream big.
Yeah, right? Just surf all day.
Yeah. Favorite local brand?
Val Surf. It's a local skate shop.
Favorite local skater?
Shout out my homie Shane Borland. Yes, sir.
What's the one sponsor you regret riding for?
I don't have like real regrets about anything, but like maybe Sovereign. Probably shouldn't have done that. But like shout out Mikey. Mikey's my dog, like to this day.
Fair. Favorite teammate ever?
Shit, everyone's sick. Zion, KY, Ashad, Jamie. It's hard to
Good
pick.
list.
It's hard to pick a favorite.
We'll just go with Zion, just because we love Zion too.
Yes, sir. We do love Zion. It's a man.
Worst teammate ever?
Dude, this is so fucked. So like,
Gotta be someone on the real team, bro.
I mean, everyone was sick. It's hard to like say like someone's the worst.
Dude,
Worst
say
dude.
Davis.
Worst dude. Hey, Jake Donnelly, worst dude.
Bro, you gotta be lonely up there in Buffalo.
Nah,
though.
Jake's the sickest though. Actually, that's a hard fucking
worst
question.
teammate. Worst teammate, worst dude, but he's the sickest.
Yeah,
I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
He's still the best somehow. Worst company?
Karyuma. Pretty bad.
Yeah. Damn, I haven't heard that one in a minute.
I think are they done? Did you hear that? I don't know.
I think so.
I heard
Really?
something.
Like it, yeah.
I heard something.
Oh shit.
There's no way they can afford this, man.
That's what I was saying.
Like,
I mean, do people?
they're
I
spending
didn't see
money
anyone
like crazy.
wear the shoes.
nah.
But they were
Yeah,
planting. They were planting trees, I think, for each shoe, which is cool. But I mean, you won't see me in a pair of those.
Yeah, I feel like seems like they came in hot with a massive budget and they blew through the budget and the shoes probably just didn't sell.
Yeah.
And now it's over. But that kind of sucks. 'Cause I feel like there's some heads on there that I would like to continue to get paid to skate. You know,
No, for sure, 100%.
but yeah, I don't think I think I saw one pair in the wild.
In the wild.
Really?
Yeah, that I can think of. Yeah, in Buffalo at that indoor skate park.
It's Jake, dude.
Jake with the Karyumas.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna kill me, dude.
Oh shit! I hope he puts you in a headlock next time he sees you for that one. What's the worst trend?
Worst trend, probably like colored grip or rails on your board.
For sure.
Are both together?
Yeah.
Or both, yeah. Even worse. I mean, me personally, I just wouldn't do it personally, but whatever floats the boat, I guess.
Worst style?
What's his name? Jeff wants on.
Bro, that's the homie, man. The
No,
poor guy.
he skates so good, but I gotta go with him.
Style ain't his forte. He knows it too, man. It's all right.
It's a cold world. Bundle
Shout out
up,
Jeff. He's sick, but gotta go with him.
Mr. Clutch, man. Inward heel at the Bunt Jam. Legendary.
Yeah.
All right, dog. Last one of the day. Who's the last person you want on the sesh?
A security guard or a cop.
Nah, bro.
Boo.
We need some. Yeah. Give us something
Dude.
spicier than that.
But
Come on, something spicier than that.
That Cali nice guy shit, eh?
I don't want to
You got too many homies, eh?
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I also don't really have like someone in mind. I was like, I wouldn't want to skate with that person. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it doesn't have to be so deep, but like, let's go back to the car wash session. Okay, you're fucking in your own head like crazy. The first time you went up there, you're taking some run-ups, or maybe you tried a couple. Who's the last person you want to skate around the corner and be like, yo?
Fuck. Mikey Alfred? Did I say that?
He was there for that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Shit.
Fuck.
Funny, man. All right, Alex, bro.
Is that
you came
cool?
through.
Can I get away with that one?
Yeah, you killed it, bro.
Okay.
You came through and you conquered it. It's a wrap now, bro. Appreciate you coming on the show,
Sick.
man.
Yeah, thank you guys. Sorry it took so long.
Nah, you chilling, man.
Appreciate
All
it.
good, G.
Welcome to the post office, brought to you by our good friends over at Dickey Skateboarding. Quality workwear since 1922. From the work site to the streets. Ain't nobody keep you fitted like Dickey's, man. All right, Ghost. Super exciting post office coming right up. Who we got up first?
All right, let's take a listen. Sparking it with a voice note from Rob Walkers.
Ayo, Safe with Donovan. What up, boys? It's your boy Rob from your favorite skateboard shop across the border, plus skateboarding, since 2003. Hey, boys. Dude, who would win in a fight? This question is for Dono. Who would win in a fight? Ty Domi or two Mike Vallely's? All right, boys. Shout out to Antoine. Peace.
Rob, the legend. Congrats on 20 plus years at Plus Skateboarding. Fucking epic accomplishment. I think this is related to our discussion last week, 10 skaters versus gorilla. Mitch Barrett slid into my DMs telling me he agrees with me. He
That
thinks
the skaters would win?
He thinks that 10 people could win, not necessarily the skaters.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous, but okay. The debate was 100 and now 10 could win. Like that 100 had the whole world going crazy. And now 10 could
100
win.
random humans, 10 carefully selected
There's no
fighters could beat a gorilla. I'm sticking to it.
way. Mitch sent me some info too, but it was all like gorilla stats of how strong they are. So maybe he changed his mind.
Yeah, I wonder who we sent it to first. But Ty Domi versus two Mike Vallely's, I don't think it's close, man. We've all seen Ty Domi fight. It'll be a goddamn massacre. You need 5 Mike Vallely's to hang in a ring with Ty Domi. He's a paid fighter. It's what he did. He did it for a long time. Someone once compared fighting in the NHL as going to a new school every day and fighting the toughest kid there. So picture that. That's a hell of a job.
Random detail I just noticed. That might have been the most Michigan voice note we ever got. I don't know if you could hear on your end, Dono, but Eminem was playing in the background of that.
No way.
I know Plus is just outside of Detroit, but that's
awesome.
What are the chances that Eminem's just rapping in the background?
Yeah, we've been to Plus. It's far from 8 Mile, but nice spot he's got. Here's little as well. It made himself laugh there. All right, next up, we've got a voice note from Quinn. Let's take a listen.
What's up, Safe, Dono, Antoine? This is mostly addressed to Donovan. I just wanted to know what's up with the Edmonton Oilers hate, man. I grew up in Alberta. I live in Victoria now, but pretty diehard Oilers fan, pretty psyched for the playoffs. And I have a bunch of friends from Ontario, and I'm also, rooting for the Leafs in the East because it doesn't matter. They're not going to play the Oilers until the finals. And last year, Donovan, you were kind of a fucking prick rooting against the Oilers the entire time, and I don't really understand it, man. I think Leafs Oilers final, that'd be incredible. That'd be incredible for the sport. That'd be incredible for hockey. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get the hate. But love you guys still. Listen to the show. Love the show. Keep doing your thing. Hit me up if you're ever in Victoria, all right? Okay, bye.
He was a little hesitant to throw the fucking prick out there. You should have been madder, like if someone's talking shit about your team. I like this stance. You come at them, do your thing. But it has nothing to do with the actual Edmonton Oilers. I just hate a lot of players on that team, so I choose not to cheer for them. Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard, Zach Hyman. It's not my cup of tea. Back in the day when the Oilers made it to the Stanley Cup Finals with Chris Pronger, Ryan Smith, Dwayne Rolson, I was all in. Love that team. I just don't like this team, man. That's all it is. I don't like Leon Draisaitl, any of them.
See, this is the shit that just gets me. It's like admitting right now that players determine who you're rooting for. That's literally all I do, but I always get shit on for just like, especially, I'm not even talking about just you giving me a hard time for who I root for, but all the fucking bronze sexuals out there drive me crazy. Like my one friend, the Beeb's always chirping me for rooting for a bunch of different people. I just like different players. And in this day and age, at least in the NBA, they get traded every other season. So I end up rooting for random teams because I love certain players. But all the bronze sexuals out there who were Cavs fans and oh wait, no, now I'm a Heat fan. Wait, now I'm a Cavs fan again. And now I'm a Lakers fan. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's all
This is the problem
shit
with the fucking NBA. Someone sends us an email about the Oilers, and we're talking about LeBron James for some reason.
Because you just did the same thing, talking about
dude?
you hate a couple players on the Oilers now, so you're against them. But back in the day, you were rooting for them. And there's an email coming up too, I'm pretty sure, where it's like someone's chirping about who I root for, but it's making it seem like you only root for the Leafs. They could call you a fucking Pats fan. Oh wait, a Tampa Bay fan. Oh wait, a Bills fan. Who the fuck knows, blood?
Someone's a little offended this morning. I'll take it, man. Sports is a tricky subject, dude.
Is that all you have to say to our homie? He
what else do we
genuinely upset?
Who, me or him?
No, him.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing personal. Not everyone's going to like your Oilers, dude. Just be happy you guys are headed back to the Eastern Conference Final against a team that you beat last year in the Eastern Conference Final. That's like, I'm not calling up the fucking hockey podcast, hating on them for cheering who they cheer for. I don't give a damn that you cheer for the Oilers, so go on. Live your life in the Eastern Conference Finals.
It seems like he's coming at it from where I'm at, where I don't know anything about the players or the beefs or whatever, but when it was Canada, I was just rooting for Canada to bring the cup back last year after I heard that crazy stat.
There's a whole bunch of sentiment about that, like how Canada should cheer for Canada. There's a whole goddamn ad campaign from Boston Pizza about how we should all cheer together. But
well, as a non fan, that's all I can attach myself to is like, yo, let's bring this cup back. It's been 20 something years. Fuck that, yo.
The cup's going to Dallas, bro.
Oh my god.
Send that shit to
What's
Texas.
wrong with you?
A lot, obviously. Fuck, I don't know who to cheer for, man. It's a hard day for me.
All right, next up, we got an email from Slava Piver. Safa Donovan, Antoine, legends. Thanks for keeping me entertained the past 2 years on drives delivering pizzas full time and road trips. Somehow didn't discover the pod until 2 years ago, and it took me this long to listen to every single one. Dono, in the first episode of this season's Post Office, you said Jaws isn't built for impact. Jaws is indeed built for impact because his knees are double jointed. If what I heard is true, double jointed knees can take more impact than normal ones, unless what I heard is wrong. They are more susceptible to damage, it says on Google, but they can take more impact because the knees can get an extended bend. Okay, thank you for that. Question: have you guys ever been to Phoenix, Arizona? I'm moving there temporarily for 2 to 3 years at the end of this year to start electrician work. A lot more work over there than here.
Where's here? In the Bay Area?
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of the Bay Area, you know who's built for impact? Is Miles Silvas. You see the regiment this guy is on? In his daily vlogs? You haven't been watching those?
Is YouTube?
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched one yet.
Holy
I will.
bro. This guy has got a morning stretch going. He's heading down to the ocean for a swim and then putting serious workouts in the gym and in the streets. That guy is built for impact. Not Jaws, man. I love Jaws too. But clearly he's not built for impact yet.
Miles, I feel like Miles is on the short list of people who could win a second Sodi, man.
Dude, you got to watch these vlogs, man. It's fucking impressive, the regiment this guy's on. He's built like a machine, dude.
He treats himself like an athlete, man. It's good. Extend my
athlete.
career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jaws knees could be fucking triple jointed, man. That body shape ain't gonna last jumping down those buildings.
But he's already been around forever jumping.
Yeah, but he said it himself. He has to reinvent his career now.
Yeah. But I mean, what he's already accomplished, like, we could sometimes forget how long he's been in our lives jumping off crazy shit. Like, he probably did over a decade of that type of jumping, which that in itself is like just incredible. Like, 1 year of that for most people, you're done.
Yeah.
Good luck in AZ, man. We've never been.
Would love to.
Go get that electrician work, dog.
Yeah. I know that shit ain't easy on your knees. All right. Next up, we've got a voice note from Dylan Gaines. Lots of voice notes this week, man. Let's take a listen.
What's up, Bunt homies? You guys went too hard on Black Ninja in that post office, and I'm here to put some respect on his name. He is an OG skateboarding YouTuber, and while he is obnoxious, goofy, and weird, he is honest, and that is rare in today's climate. Ignore the dramatic thumbnails and the clickbaity headlines. Every YouTuber has to do that to be successful in today's game. But Black Ninja has a thesis in skateboarding that goes something like, content and videos have gotten much less entertaining over the years. And while everyone has a different idea of what's entertaining to them, there are a few universal principles that you can follow to make your video much more attractive to the average viewer. So these are things like, if you're including a slam, make it gnarly. Minimize the time spent rolling up to and away from tricks. Be punctual with your slow-mo and make your B-roll meaningful. And this is why the Quasi video was not as digestible as some of the classics that we watch time and time again, like Baker 3, Suffer the Joy, Shrimp Blunt, which has aged very well, or videos like Bag of Suck, you name it. So I hope you guys give him a second chance. Watch his ninja review of Herman Stenne from earlier this year, or the Jonathan Perez video part. It's all good. I think he's fair, so give him a chance. I love you guys. Peace out.
Bro, why are people leaving voice notes for us to give a second chance to someone?
Because
that we
it
think
was
is a kook.
That was Black Ninja. The only reason this makes sense, dude.
Bro,
Like,
but who cares what we think about some fucking YouTuber who I think is a kook? But in this, like, if I'm gonna like go along with what this guy's saying, that was the first time I've ever watched any of his content, and it was just shitting on two of our really good friends for 10 minutes straight or whatever. So I'm not gonna react well to that. But I also just thought, like, he wants, according to this guy, he wants shit to be efficient. Like, it had to be a gimmick because no one's dumb enough to not understand the point of that video. Like, I remember he was clicking through it like, oh, he's not doing a trick. Oh, he's not doing a trick here either. It's like, that was the whole fucking point. It was a rough cut with an edit, which had never been done. So if you're too stupid to realize that, like, I ain't got time for your opinion. Unless it's some gimmick to clickbait and hate on something that everyone else likes, going against the grain. But regardless, I don't fuck with that either. Just that.
Clearly,
I'm not watching that guy's shit ever again.
Wants all his skate videos to come out and look a certain way in the preference that he prefers. But like, this is not how it is, man. You're not going to get everything the way you want, and just accept it, bro. And it's the same thing. Like, you say he's following this thesis to be successful on YouTube. You're just jumping into this pattern that you think is going to work. And not everyone in skateboarding is going to do that. I absolutely hate his videos, man. His voice is tough to listen to. And like, we hate, not a lot, but we hate on things that we don't like. And it's fine. There's ways to go about it, man. Like, but him just screaming at like someone, specifically, like, it sucked to listen to that shit about Bobby because you know how fucking hard that he works for like one of those lines. And that video showed you how hard he works. Like, you could watch an old Bobby part and be like, oh, maybe he's doing this shit and it's like coming really easy. But if you know Bobby, like, he'll go to a spot 5 days in a row, 2 weeks in a row, working on the same line over and over till it's done. So to just have some fucking loser yelling at home on YouTube, it's like, I got no time for that shit.
Yeah, none. And it's just, the thing that just kept getting me was like pretending you don't understand the point of the edit. Like, oh, I need everything edited crisply and back-to-back clips. That wasn't the point of the fucking video. So stop pretending you're so dumb that you don't understand that. It was a fucking
Dude, and
behind-the-scenes look at how Bobby skates. And
It's
for
fine.
most people
Sometimes-
out there, they enjoyed it.
yeah, and sometimes, like, when you like don't fully understand a movie or a TV show, you might watch it a second time and it kind of makes a little more sense. Like when I watched Bobby's thing, at first I was like, this is long and drawn out, and I'm like, fuck. My first thing was like, I would really like to watch all the clips put together, And I said that to Bobby, and he's like, yeah, you and everyone else, but that's not what I was doing. And I was like,
not me. You said
I
that
was
to me
like,
too. I was like,
shit,
that defeats
maybe
the
I should
purpose.
watch it again. And now I've watched it
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 times, and it makes more sense now, man. So just because you don't get it right away doesn't mean it don't make sense.
Yeah, no. So appreciate you standing up for your boy, but that was my first impression and my last, because I will never click on anything from him again. And I only clicked on it because someone emailed us to fucking watch it in the first place, and I wanted to turn it off the whole time, but out of respect to that emailer, I watched the whole thing just so I could actually comment on it properly. But yeah, first and last time. Still think that dude's the kook of pain. All right, shit. So this guy ends the email by saying, shout out Safa for being the first English speaker I've heard pronounce my family name correctly. And now that has me so shook to say it again because I don't remember how I pronounced it the first time. But here we go. All right, next up, we got an email from Nicholas Septien. That for sure probably said it different last time. Damn, I barely even remember writing this. Should probably wait till I'm feeling better next time I send an email. Mid-fever. I guess it's nice to know my mom's on my mind even when I'm barely conscious. I stand by the fact that Davis slipped though. Still a legend. Shout out the Nolly Front Hurricane and Boondoggle. And I hope his Vikings have a better postseason this year. As Lions fan, I empathize with the pain of last season. Oh shit, there wasn't even a question here. This
That was just a
follow-up.
two-parter from last week in his Penier Cardiel, Costner Reynolds, Nico Harrison, or Sam
Yeah,
Smith.
he was. My bad.
He didn't
There was
remember
question
writing
there.
that.
I don't even know if we needed to read that, but
Shout out to Nicholas.
and have yeah. He enjoyed the shot fired you took at him for having a typo after he came in hot like a nerd, acting holier than Davis.
That's what happens, man. All right. Next up, we've got an email from Brett Sihan. Chaihan. Something. Brett C. Bunt boys, you need to cool it with the OKC Thunder love. They're a stolen team. Imagine you're in 5th grade and Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, and Detlef Schrempf are leading your team to the NBA Finals.
Deadlift.
You're over the moon. Then, just a few years later, your team is gone and moved. That's exactly what happened when the Seattle Sonics were bought and moved to OKC. Stolen. Dono, imagine if the Maple Leafs moved to Victoria because of some rich owner. Or Safa, imagine if the Steelers, Chiefs, Lakers, or whatever other team you're rooting for this week moved from their city. It would crush you. An OKC championship would be just another dagger in the heart for thousands of Sonics fans. Any team but OKC. Keep up the good work, dudes. That has got to be one of the most painful things in pro sports. I've never felt it here, but that would be absolutely devastating, especially for a smaller city. And it's happened before, to have your pro team pack up and leave. Much notably, like all the teams moving to Vegas right now.
Anyone leaving Oakland, man? Poor Oakland's losing every one of their fucking teams.
Yeah,
man.
all to Vegas.
They just lost the Warriors. They lost the Raiders. Like,
Yeah.
Is their baseball team still there?
No, they moved to.
Oh,
I think they are moving somewhere. I forget where.
yeah, I think I heard that. And they're one of the best fan bases in all of sports.
The Quebec Nordiques, like a small little town in Quebec. The Montreal Expos leaving. Winnipeg losing a team,
brutal.
then getting them back. The
When I was
Vancouver
growing up-
Grizzlies.
When I was growing up, we had the Expos, but I was too young to like feel the true pain or whatever. But that one and the Grizzlies hurt me too. Like I went to a Grizzlies game in Vancouver when I was a kid. I actually watched them play the Raptors. Yeah. So that always hurt from a distance. I get what you're saying, bro, but
you can't hate on OKC for that. It's not their problem.
It's not their fault. And then we got homies fucking Ernie Torres, huge OKC fan. So it's very sad. And I think when they do the next round of expansion, the NBA, Seattle's got to be top of the list. I think Vegas and Seattle.
Good place to go.
But
Vegas. Vegas is going to have all of them because it just makes sense. They got money.
But cool it with the OKC love. That's a little extreme, bro. Like,
yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining what you told me to imagine, and I would be devastated. So, and it sucks for you because we love OKC because of SGA. Mostly, good young team, but I feel awful for you, man.
Yeah, SGA and Lou Dort, man, 2 Canadians in their starting 5. Like, of course, we're gonna show some love. And we've talked about this in the post office before. Like, I really hope Seattle gets a team again, and just call them the Sonics again. That would just be
they should
epic. But the OKC love is not gonna stop here. Now that they've gotten through Denver, I feel like it's their championship to lose, and Dono and I will be rooting for them. Well, actually, if the Knicks and OKC are in the finals, what are you going to do?
I'm going with the Knicks. I'm going with the Knicks. I'm all aboard, man.
Yeah.
I'll be crazy in New York.
OKC rest of way. But I'm really happy with the Final Four, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we've got an email from Zach Gilbert. What's good, Podmasters? Been tuning in since day one. Still get hyped for every drop. Hope you two legends are thriving and the ghost isn't too far off getting out of the boot. Quick one for the post office. Ever landed a trick post-injury that had you surprised like it was your first time? Something you thought was off the table, but then boom, you stick it and it's like being 26 again. I love that 26 is the young age now. I'm guessing this guy's probably around our age.
Dude, I'd go back to 29 even. That'd be great.
26, perfect age. I love that. Here's my tale. About 6 years back, I got hit with patellar tendonitis in my left knee. I lost everything and resigned myself to being a slappy / no comply guy. Walking was a mission for a couple of months. Fast forward to now, became a dad 2 years ago. Congrats. Committed to physio, stretching, and just a few beers less a week than before. Just landed a trick I thought was history. Attached the clip. My reaction says it all. Less than a year ago, I couldn't even ollie up a ledge that high. Much love to the best pod out there. Keep killing it. Peace. Zach, about to turn 36 with the body of an ex-65-year-old stuntman. Shout out to Solo Tango and especially B-Ron, my #1 Canadian hero. Hell yeah, B-Ron.
It's a cool shout out. I skated with B-Ron on Friday. Legend. Shout out B-Ron.
And he's in school. He's in school for osteopathy. Is that the word? Osteopath, to become an osteopath. So I wonder if he's helped him with some rehab stuff. But yeah. Shout out B-Ron for show.
Let's get this clip in here, man. That's why we do this video shit. Give the homie, the moment. And you can tell how hyped he was just by that landing. Good for you, man. Super happy for you. Zach, man. Put in the hard work.
Yeah, I love that's a realistic thing. Like, couple beers less a week is a nice, honest thing.
What, he's got to be sober?
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That clip was awesome. And Donald, do you have a trick that you once landed that you were like, holy shit, I didn't think I'd ever do that again?
No. Nothing like that. But one thing I do overcome after I get hurt is, like the trick you hurt yourself on, finally being like, you know what, I'm healthy and well enough and mentally strong enough to do this trick again and not have the fear. That's the only way I can relate to this.
Yeah. If I'm the same way, if I had slam, like not to the point of being injured, but just a harsh slam, like, you know, one of those like random, a Dunbat one where you just fucking eat shit out of nowhere, but it's unexpected because you're just skating a ledge. I try and immediately do the trick so it doesn't build up like some fucking
The fear.
mental block.
Yeah.
So if, let's say, you know, the pop shove nose grind and your wheel goes on top and you fucking slip out on the ledge,
Do
fall
it
on your
right
back.
after.
Like, if I do that, it's like, oh, I got to do one real quick or else I'm going to fucking never want to do this trick again. But then there's some tricks that I've gotten beaten by, where like nollie 180 switch nose manny, you know, if your toe hangs over, that's a nice ankle roll.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that trick. Like that one, it beat me.
That one is
Like,
fucking scary for some, but that one is just all confidence. You're right. Like, if you think about that one, it's not going to work. If you just go stupid and land it, you're better off.
yeah. I can't think of a specific one like you're saying where I thought it was game over, but I do have a white whale that I haven't been able to do for I don't know how many years, maybe 10, and that's kickflip crook. It used to be one of my favorite tricks. And every summer I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try and do kickflips and try and get them back, but it always requires too much flick. So if I ever do a kickflip crooks, you best believe I'm gonna right away looking like you on that nose manny nollie tray.
Dude.
I'll keep the people posted.
Shout out that nose manny nollie tray, man. That shit was butters.
Yeah.
All right. Last email for the week. George Tracewell in the building. Sup, boys? I've been listening to the pod on a road trip and wanted to say that the recent CHPO ads are still zany and fun, but are much shorter and are my favorite type yet. Besides movie quotes. Also, I somehow started thinking about Chris Athens, GX guy from San Francisco, doing fakey impossibles and wanted to know if you guys thought it was whack or not. Let me know and go Nuggets. Well, the only place the Nuggets are going is home. But shout out to you. I don't believe in fakey impossibles, man. I'm not a believer. I don't think it's a trick. It just kind of inherently raps, but doesn't like rap properly. You know what I mean?
The only one that comes to mind was our boy JS Lapierre. He did one in one of the old dime videos and he like switch heels over a table.
Yeah, I remember.
Or no, that was a fakey hard flip.
No,
And
but
then
he's
grabs
done
his
them.
nuts like Stevie, but he has done them and I felt like they looked alright. It's definitely not my favorite trick. It's definitely a rare trick. I can't really think of any other ones other than JS on flat.
Mm-hmm. I'll show you one.
But, yeah.
I'll film one for this post office.
No, you ain't got that. What the
Oh.
fuck are you talking about, bro?
Dude, it raps easier. I swear I can do one, maybe.
I'm reversing the scale, the tables now. I remember when I said I could do all the hard flips, and you're like, "There's no fucking way you can do all the hard flips."
I
And
still
then I
stand
went
by
and did
that.
all the hard flips. Yeah, yeah.
I still stand by that you can't do it.
I did all 4 hard flips, and I could have done them even better. But I remember there was like a half an hour. I had to do
be
them
quick.
within half an hour.
Yeah, it had to be quick.
So I had a couple TikToks, but all right, now I want to see this fakey impossible. You're fucking full of shit, bud. I've never even seen you do a regular impossible.
Because I'm telling you, it's not the same. Just the way the board pops and flips over. It just like...
If you do one of them weird ass like Manny Santiago, Shane O'Neill,
Yeah, that's
fucking
what it
fakey
is.
3 shoves.
That's what it is, dude.
Nah,
That's exactly what it is. That's why I
Okay,
don't
we'll put
believe
it on. Do it, and we'll post it and put a poll on that shit. Is this a fakey impossible?
All right.
There's Donald chatting shit.
Usually just chatting shit. But all right, fellas, that's going to wrap up the post office for this week. Bunch of legendary voice notes, a video element. Absolutely love this shit, man. Get that shit in. thebuntlive@gmail.com. Let's pack the post office for next week, too. This is The Rundown, the skateboard world source for sports. The conference semifinals are over. The matchup
Brought to you by Underdog. I mean, fuck. I'm dreaming.
one day. Or
Brought to you by
DraftKings.
DraftKings.
Or FanDuel. There's gotta be some budget Ontario betting site that needs some help.
Bet 365.
Yeah, like something like that. On Betty Bets or some shit. Benson Bets. The conference finals are set. We're down to the final four in the NHL and NBA. I'm still like so hyped how well this season's timing worked out to completely just cover the NBA and NHL playoffs. It's been a dream, man. Starting the NHL, as most of you have noticed, there's no jersey today. You know, last night I went through a range of emotions. If your team is in a game 7 like that, would you, and I've experienced this in every way, would you prefer to be winning, cough up the lead and lose, maybe lose a close one in overtime, or just get absolutely shit kicked 6-1 in game 7 on home ice?
If the final result is a loss either way, I think I'd rather get my ass kicked, and then there's no false hope. Like losing a close, like if they were up 4-1 and lost, like they did a few years back to I forget who, when they forced OT and lost. Like that's a more memorable, painful loss.
Yeah, that one was tough to deal with. Last night was. This is Monday morning. It was tough to deal with, you know. Sad. The hardest part is there's such a likable group of guys like Matthews and Nylander and all of them. But it's become abundantly clear that we are now officially in the DeMar DeRozan stage of the Toronto Maple Leafs. We do not have a bus driver.
So disrespectful.
We do not have a bus driver.
Don't put that on DeMar.
Like
I'm sorry.
Leonard.
No, bro.
Okay, bro. It's not a personal thing. It's just that's where this team is at.
But
and that's where the Raptors were at.
No, if anything, you could say DeMar is like I can't accept that. You guys have been choking for years. It's not like this just happened and now they're like choking. DeMar.
This is the thing. If you so I'm trying. I mean, if you had told me at the beginning of the playoffs we would win the first round and lose the second round in 7 games to the defending Stanley Cup champions who have been there 2 years in a row, you're like, you know what? Reasonable outcome. Obviously, the goalposts change when the team goes up 2-0 and then could have won the third. Like, and then game 7 on home ice. Like, you think that, like, you know, we should win and they should have won. But I don't think it was an unsuccessful season. They won the Atlantic Division. They pushed Florida to the brink. But clearly, this team doesn't have what it takes to come out of this division and make it to the conference finals, let alone the Stanley Cup finals. They need more. They and like Matthews said, which is fucked for the captain to say, is everybody was, you know, a passenger. Too many passengers. It's like, well, you're supposed to be the driver. Like, you don't get to say that, you know? I think that's the last game we'll see Mitch Marner play in a Maple Leafs uniform. He got booed off the ice. He was absolutely awful in this series. And my hate at the end of the game was at an all-time high for him. I actually was disgusted with his play. But then you see him do his interview after, and he brings you back down to the human level, and you're like, you know what? They're still humans. It made me feel for them. Went through a range of emotions yesterday, but it's just another season in the books, man.
Yeah, I feel for you, but just to the DeMar thing one more time, like DeMar and them never went up 2 games, and then we're supposed to like then had some collapse like that. Like they would just get, like, I remember they had home court against Washington and then they got swept, and I went to game 2 because I'm like, oh, there's no way we're losing the second game at home to start the series, and they did. So different levels. Like and those boys made the conference finals and got it to 2-2 against the Cavs. Mm-hmm. So shout out DeMar.
There's rumors that he might come back.
I would love that.
In a role player, whatever you call it.
Role.
But, no, I don't want him back. Ever since he did that shit with Kendrick, we done, man. I think Drake would say no to that. But anyways, the Leafs are out. Wasn't an okay run, pretty average playoff run. Felt longer than in years past, you know. That was like a good month. I don't know if I could watch any more of them, to be honest with you. It was getting hard. But we both picked Toronto. This close, man. This close.
Not really, but...
Yeah, it was. Because if we win that game 3 in overtime and don't blow that 2-goal lead, no one's losing 3-0. You'll get it done at some point. So that was the tipping point. Losing game 3 was the turning point. Gave them some life. But anyways, Carolina, Washington. Did you watch a second of this series?
I only watched some Leafs.
Ovi and the old dogs got shit kicked.
Games.
I think this series has been over for a week. Carolina sitting at home waiting for Florida. Dallas and Winnipeg. Catch any of that?
All my boys got smoked, man.
Like I said, Dallas gets the job done. Winnipeg just similar to us. Didn't have what it takes. And then Edmonton and Vegas. That guy from the post office, you know, worried about me hating on the Oilers. Just enjoy your wins, man. Because Edmonton's heading back to the conference finals. I went 3 for 4 with my hockey picks. How'd you do?
0 for 4. But next year, I'm looking at the regular season records before I make my picks.
Yeah, man. It's one click away on your cell phone. So now we have Florida and Carolina.
Florida, they're ready to rock. Hopefully they have 2 days to rest. They've got the momentum. Better. Actually, Florida was
They
one
don't have
seed
2
lower.
days to rest. They're in Toronto right now. I think they have to fly straight to Carolina and play on Tuesday. So I don't even think they get to go home.
Well, Florida's feeling real nice right now. A real tough test. And in hockey, I feel like that propels you further. So I'm going with Florida holding it down.
Yeah. I'm on an absolute unbelievable heater right now in NHL picks. The only one that did me wrong was Toronto. This is a tough one because I would love nothing more than to go opposite you. But Florida is just built to wear you down, man. And that's what they do. Their goalie's so annoying, man. I'll go with Florida as well. Fuck it. And in the West, I know we're going toe-to-toe on this one. Dallas and Edmonton. Dallas coming back after a loss last year to win the Western Conference and take what's rightfully theirs and rip the hearts out of the Edmontonians and whoever the hell else in Canada cheers for them. Dallas.
Let's go. Canada. The best player in the league today. Connor McJesus. Let's do it, baby.
So you're going rematch of the Stanley Cup Finals. Florida and Edmonton.
And then they get the job done. Team of destiny.
You think so?
Yeah.
How many other players you know on Edmonton?
That's it, baby. The only one I need to know.
All right. I'm going Florida and Dallas, which will be an absolute bloodbath. But now that the Leafs are out, let's get over to what matters most. My New York Knicks. What did I say? My delusion led me astray in the NHL. But I had a feeling. You talk destiny. This was destiny. Some might say the Jason Tatum injury, but the people who watched that game know. Knicks were winning that shit no matter what. Injury or not. I feel for Jason Tatum. Hell of a player. But hope speedy recovery. But the Knicks were winning that shit, man.
Yeah, when he got hurt, they were on a fast break to go up by 9, pretty sure. Like, that game was wrapped up. And then, of course, it would have been harder to close them out. But I still think Knicks in 6, regardless. Huge shout out to the Knicks. They blew my mind. They eliminated all of my fan or my stress as a fan of the
all
league.
The cockroaches are gone, man.
The cockroaches are gone. But like you said, I mean, I had a whole rant prepared for Tatum, how corny I think he is, but we're gonna put that.
Save that for next year.
It doesn't matter. I hope you get well soon, brother. And he's young enough that he can, come back 100%. We've seen KD come back and be the exact same player.
Yeah.
And tear his in his 30s. So Tatum's 27, I believe. He'll be back, and yeah, that was really unfortunate. I don't know what the fuck's going on with injuries in general. That's now Lillard and Tatum. We got hamstrings. That whole second round was fucking bullshit, basically.
This might just reaffirm that the resting for these NBA players could be crucial, man. But they're resting and they still get hurt. Like I don't know. Like Steph, that series, that was a huge bummer. Steph got hurt. They win game 1. Steph gets hurt in game 1. The rest of that series, you already know what's happening. It's a wash. Tatum, I feel like the Knicks were gonna win regardless, but still way more drama and suspense if Tatum doesn't get hurt. And then that Cavs series was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. But we're not going through all of the series. We're just talking about Knicks and Celtics here. Slow down a second.
I'm just talking about the injury aspect.
This
and how they all got fucked.
Could be the last we see of this Boston team. There's no way they're all coming back together again.
Oh, 100% is, yeah.
Who's gone? Porzingis,
bro. You know Drew Holiday. Like last year, it was like his last elite year. I feel like this year he looked old. When he took threes, I never thought they were going in. I love Drew Holiday, but they signed him for 3 years, $105 million, man. Like, so they got to find a team who's down for that contract. Derek White, they signed everyone. They've got like the most expensive payroll in the league, I'm pretty sure. At least top 3.
Maybe they run it back once more. You never know.
But they can't. Like next year, with no Tatum, he ain't coming back next year. And if he does, it's at the end of the year.
Yeah, they keep everyone else and they wait till Tatum gets back.
I don't know. I think KD did it right. KD took the entire year off and then he came back in December the next year.
I don't think Tatum will wait that long, though. I just don't think he will. But enough about the Celtics. More about the Knicks. Shout out to Karl Anthony Towns, whose New York accent started kicking in after the Game 6 win, man.
But you know he grew up in Jersey, so
it don't matter. It was gone for a bit, but it's back.
That shit had me dying. That fool, he gets roasted all the time for putting on accents. Like there's too many memes. And then to still be doing that shit is fucking hilarious. Have you seen all the recent memes? Everyone calling him like Zesty, and there's like just different screenshots. I'm not gonna do it, but
bro.
Yeah,
it's unreal. He's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait to see these guys and just cementing his status as a New York legend, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
I love that,
straight up. People definitely already having the top. Is he a top 5 Knick of all time? He's only been there for 3 years, and I'm so sorry because Carmelo is all-time greatness and one of my favorite players to watch. He's already passed him.
It's like not even. It's especially in New York, the winning. Quick question: who has a better front row, the Knicks or the Lakers?
I think the Knicks, man. It just something about it just seems way easier.
Did you see Stephon Diggs with Cardi B?
No, what?
Oh, I guess they're dating now. It's a good place for Stephon Diggs shows up with Offset's ex-wife.
And, I heard that, but at the time it was rumors. They were saying that she cheated on whoever she was with Stephon Diggs.
Front row at the Garden.
Oh shit!
Oh, Stephon Diggs, man. Did you ever see? They once did when he was on the Vikings.
The sister thing.
Yeah. Would you least like to date your sister? And Stephon Diggs was the overwhelming.
Every single person said Diggs.
Now Diggs is with Cardi B. Crazy bastard, man. But shout out to the Knicks. Looking forward to the cinema moving forward, man.
Yo, Spike, Stephen A, fucking Tracy Morgan, they're Ben Stiller, their front row is so steezy. 50 Cent, like
Timothy Chalamet.
He was getting roasted though for bringing LA girls.
Yeah, but that's what a New York man does. It's unreal. Dude, Stephen A dapping up the players, man. Nothing makes me laugh more than seeing this man exist in the wild.
Nice. And I love the new we get to see so much more of it through his nephew Josh, who's just released to the public. One of the funniest dudes ever.
They will be playing which only seems right, man. The Knicks get back to the conference finals. Who do they go up against? The
Indiana Pacers, man. It's a lot of history.
Pacers. Yep.
A lot of history. I can't wait. You don't like Tyrese, so this isn't going to be like
Hey, he's
extra
actually
beefy.
grown on me in this last week and a half.
Okay.
I'm turning you can't deny the greatness that he has, and I have love for the Indy fan base, small town market. Love that shit. Reggie Miller. So it's gonna be an absolute war zone out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It might have been 2015 or 2016. Miles Turner got drafted. I think he's the longest standing Pacer. Actually, I know he is because all those other dudes are younger. But I got a lot of love for him. I remember drafting Miles Turner in our fantasy basketball league as a rookie. He's been a fantasy stud for years because he hits threes and gets blocks, which is more common now. But he was one of those like unicorns for a bit there. Could do 2 and 2, which is really rare. So yeah, I got love for Indy, but we'll make our picks later. I still haven't decided who I'm rooting for in that one.
Dude, the battle of ex-Raptors, Siakam and Anunoby.
So
Two guys
sick.
who have gone on to live in greener pastures, realizing some more success. Happy for those two guys, man. OG hits some fucking timely threes, doesn't he?
Oh, dude, he's the best. He's such a good defender. Fucking, I don't know if you've seen this thing floating around that was like a picture of all the 2019 Raptors, and it's actually so sad because now you look at where they've all gone and they've all blossomed. Like Fred VanVleet like beat the Warriors single-handedly in one of those games in the Houston series. You got OG Siakam killing it. Fucking DeMar still somehow he wasn't on that team, but 2019 or the 2020 Raptors. Like the year after Kawhi left, you just see those guys who almost got to the conference finals. I think, did they go to 7 with Boston? And then they choked. That, though. But it's just it just makes you realize, like, if Kawhi stayed, we could have won another championship or two, man.
We would have owned the East for however long he stayed.
Yeah, especially with everyone improving.
Yeah. They were a young team built around him. I mean,
Norm Powell, too.
They had Gasol and Danny Green, and those guys would have left, but we still had the young core, man.
Yeah.
OKC and Denver, the true gem of these semifinals. It was a heavyweight boxing fight. Back and forth they went, and Denver just ran out of gas in Game 7.
And some more injuries affecting that series. Aaron Gordon playing on with one hamstring. He was limping basically all game. Respect for gutting it out. Kind of made me wish Steph tried too, because Steph had a grade 1.
Yeah.
AG had a grade 2. But anyways, that series was incredible. I'm so happy OKC won, because that hamstring was like, they're saying like a 1 month to recover thing. So even if they'd made it to the next round, they would have been like, it would have been baby food for Minnesota, right? Which wouldn't have been as fun. Now we get SGA, and it's going to be epic. But I'm really proud of the Thunder. They made me fucking so frustrated, like watching them beat themselves essentially a lot. But I think last week when we talked,
the Game 1.
Yeah. Oh my God. Game 4 hadn't happened last week, and I was begging SGA to show up and have like a signature game. Game 4 of this series, they were down 2-1 to Denver, and it was basically all or nothing. You're going down 3-1 or you're tying the shit up. SGA had one of the best, I mean, other than Game 7, like the most important game of his career to that point. He showed up like I've never seen. It was like regular season SGA was finally able to use those skills in the playoffs. Does that make sense? Like, he hadn't had a signature MVP like game in the playoffs so far, and he went crazy down the stretch. I think they went like 7 for 7 to end that game, and SGA either scored or assisted on every one. One was a hockey assist, but I felt like he's arrived. Now I can like believe in this team. And then Denver fucked them up in Game 6, but they were up 12, and then there was just like that last minute before the half. Remember, they completely fell apart. SGA got his 4th foul in the first half. So, okay, Denver takes that one, and then they handled business. After starting slow yesterday, you could tell they were nervous. But once it clicked, the last 3 minutes of the first half, there was no looking back, man. They were up by 40 at one point. So I feel like the Thunder have their confidence, and now it's theirs to lose.
And they'll be going up against Ant-Man and the absolutely rested, we ain't worried about legs this year, Timberwolves, man. A complete team. It will be a very interesting series. Well, I thought, the Golden State series would be a little bit more entertaining, but once Steph goes down, it's a rippity rap, man. Butler tried to do the best he could, but gets absolutely zero help from Draymond Green. Kuminga, he was shining a little bit. Makes you wonder what Steve Kerr was thinking, keeping him on the bench as much as he did.
Frustrating, but I also get it. In some moments he played in the Houston series and he'd come in and just look like absolute dog shit, where you're like, okay. But I'm happy he ended the series on a high, 3 good games to get some trade value, because I still don't see him as like a long-term solution there. They clearly don't trust him. Mm-hmm. So
I just think he can play, but I don't think he's able to play alongside Steph.
Yeah, no, because he likes ISO, he likes mid-range fadeaway, like turnarounds and shit. Doesn't really flow. Jimmy Butler drove me crazy, man. This fool drives to pass all the time, where it's like, dude, you get 5 feet from the basket and you're not even looking at the hoop, and he just but then he kicks it out to Draymond, who's not a fucking shooter. I remember one time he drove
and then find a new shot.
Bro, he drove and then kicked it to fucking Kevon Looney as if he was like a wide open. He was at the 3-point line. Like, dog, go down swinging. I'm sure you agree, in sports, go down swinging. I'd rather you go down swinging than these James Harden game 7s where he shoots 8 times and you're like, what the fuck happened to your superpowers? I'd rather you go 3 for 25 than 3 for 6 when you're a star.
So it's cinema, man. We have the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. You know where the fuck I'm going with this. The New York Knicks are headed to the NBA Finals. I got love for Indy, some of their players, some of their fans, but it's New York's time.
Fuck, dude, this is so tough.
Where do they play? Are they playing in, who has home?
New York. That's where I would maybe give them the slight edge. But my thing is, it's kind of like the Denver series, where also just hats off to Jokic. I know I was giving him a hard time last week because he has been playing bad and everyone was making excuses for him, which annoyed me. But he's still the best player in the world. The fact that he pushed this OKC team to 7 is incredible. But just like that,
he was a player coach.
It was strength in numbers versus a mega star, right?
Yeah.
And the numbers worked out. You just wore them down, and I feel like that's the same over here. Indy literally plays 10 dudes and Tibbs plays 6.5. So
yeah, they just added that half too.
And Mitchell Robinson.
Now that he's hitting free throws, he might get a couple more minutes though.
Bro, this is so hard because I usually like the Knicks starting 5. I could put that with any starting 5. And usually body for body, it's okay, you guys have the advantage. But at some point, the further you go into playoffs, these minutes add up. And Tibbs is a fucking psycho, man. They're up fucking 36, and the Celtics had waved the white flag, and their fucking benches in there, and he's got all his guys out there. OG, who was already cramping one of the games and shit. Yo, if they lose, I'm blaming Tibbs regardless. Mm-hmm. So you're going Knicks. Fuck. This is so tough. I kind of want the Knicks to win. I'm gonna just go Pacers. Let's have some fun with it, man.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. I know you're cheering for the Knicks.
I really like both teams. I'm not gonna be bummed either way, but just so it's a little funner, we root against each other. I'll go with the Pacers, strength in numbers, baby.
And in the West, I know that, we've supported OKC and SGA this whole time, but I'm going with the T-Wolves, man.
Oh,
the T-Wolves, they get the job done. I think they're just a little hungrier, a little meaner, And Ant-Man, he just has that big game hunter style, man, where we haven't exactly seen it from SGA. Like, he's had some big games, but he's having all sorts of them, man. And the big men, Rudy and Randall, that's where they win this shit.
This is a really fun series. I'm not mad at your pick, but I just think the Thunder are in a class of their own right now in this Final Four. SGA and Ant, let's say they cancel each other out.
But they don't.
What do you mean?
Ant's going to excel higher than SGA. I know SGA is the MVP, but this is where Ant-Man really says, you know, all this talk about face of the league, you will see the superstar. And then we will have Ant-Man and Jalen Brunson. And that's as good as it gets.
Ant wasn't even top 5 MVP discussion, man.
Yeah, SGA
is about to win that shit.
They had a new team this year. They were figuring some shit out, but it's sorted now. It's sorted.
If we're talking rest, the T-Wolves have played 10 games so far. The Thunder, thanks to their light work in round 1, they've only played 11, so it's not that far off. It's just
but the last
quick turnaround
have been hell.
100%.
They pushed them to the brink mentally and physically.
And they came out on top, which is why I think now they're like, yo, we can't be stopped. We've tapped into like what we needed to.
That's my lock of the week. They're losing game 1 because the relief that comes on after beating Jokic and winning game 7, they're coming in too loosey-goosey. These dogs, not from Dade County, from Minnesota, are coming to town, man.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, yo, the fucking Warriors without Steph kind of pushed them in all 3 of those games. I just think the defense the Thunder play, man, is going to be tough for them boys to handle. I'm going OKC in 6.
All right, there you have it. Pacers, Thunder, Knicks, and T-Wolves. This is going to be fucking cinema. Before we get out of here, rumors are ramping up about Giannis coming to T-Dot, man.
Really? In Masai we trust? I haven't trusted that motherfucker in years, man. Yo, that would be epic. But when we got Kawhi, they were relatively like all so unknown to the rest of the league, our guys. And now, like we were saying earlier, like look at them all now flourishing. I don't feel like we have that kind of team again. Like, I don't feel like we have
it's going to take
team
a lot of work.
Yeah, like it's not like Giannis comes and we're immediately a contender.
No, he's going into a worse spot than he is in
Milwaukee. I wouldn't say that. A bunch of old heads in Milwaukee fucking on their last legs. Brooke Lopez, that fool. Like,
we got fucking Brandon Ingram. And who else?
We got Ingram.
Quickly and RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
And Scotty Barnes.
Actually, yo, that's not bad. Throw Giannis in the mix. Yo, that's a conference finals team. Yo, they used to. Yo, last thing to talk about. Okay, we got Cooper Flag and whoever that, I forget that dude's name, Hunter or something, going to the West. Top 2 picks. We got no Tatum in the East. We got, if Giannis for some reason goes West, the East is going to be absolutely trash. Like.
Well, you got to think the Sixers do better.
Yeah, they got the 3rd pick, but that also, bro, they literally were in the lottery with Paul George and Embiid. So we can't count on them for nothing. Like,
that's true.
This might be one of them easy fucking trips to the finals LeBron used to fucking build his name off.
Who's got an easy trip to the finals this year? Jalen Brunson, man. Let's not talk about next year. Let's enjoy what we have coming to us in the next 2
It was
weeks.
not easy. Yo, Detroit pushed them to the limit and played like the better team. They were probably leading, had the lead most of that series.
Yeah, but it's all about the closer, man. And the best closer in sports right now, it's Jalen Brunson.
But yo,
look at all the talent the Dallas Mavericks could have.
Yo, it's gonna be fucked. That's exciting. We didn't talk about that. What do you think? Rigged?
Yeah, it's rigged. Of course it's fucking rigged, man. It's the same in the NHL. They send these superstars where they need them to succeed, you know?
Bro, we needed Cooper Flag for the balance of the league. He needed to go to Washington or Charlotte just to have some of these generational talents in the East. Like next year's regular season is going to be fucked. Like the West is going to be an absolute dogfight.
Nico
and
might
the
go
East
crazy
is
and
gonna
trade
be
that shit,
a
man. You don't know
vacation.
with that mofo.
Yeah.
Anything's possible down there in Dallas. All right, y'all. Y'all know where to find us next week. We're going to be in the middle of these conference finals, and Lord knows what the future has in hold. We'll see you next week.